Hello to whoever's watching this, if anybody's watching this. Um, I think this is my first video in like a few years. I don't have a script or anything. I'm just thinking out loud. And I just, I want to say that I hate America. I was born in Texas, and I was raised in New Mexico, and I've been living here in Illinois for about 6 years. I am 18 years old, and I can say without a hint of hesitation that I hate America. Everybody says, let's make America great again. Let's make it, I don't even know what we would do to make it great again. Because here's the thing. America never was great. America sits upon a throne of greed, of lies, of sin, of false promises, of hatred. And as much as I want to leave, I don't think I can afford it. From its dawn, America has been troublesome because of many things. Mostly of people wanting to explore new land, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me start where I started. Let me start where I really started to see things a different way. Where I saw just people going through hardships, going through things that they shouldn't have to go through. Poor people that are impoverished and they need money, they need to live. People who have been discriminated against, hurt in more ways than one just because of something they can't control, like their skin color or their sex. People who are being berated, hurt more by people who don't have this pain. Growing up, in elementary school and in middle school, there was this one thing that I think everybody has done at some point here in America, or at least have heard of it. And that would be the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That is the Pledge of Allegiance. And yet, there's just one problem with it. We're not following it. Or at least, those who have the power to really change things are not following it. Especially that one last line. Liberty and justice for all. For all. For everyone here in America. Not just everyone here in America. Even people outside of America. Because if this is justice, I wouldn't want to see injustice. I don't see justice. Tell me, where is this justice? Where is this justice that we all love and adore? I don't see justice in the African American black people who were taken from their homes, given lashings and orders to do as their masters told them to, lest they die. I see no justice for the Mexican people that our predecessors have called over to say, hey, we need people to fill in our jobs. We need people to work to stabilize our economy. And once our economy has been stabilized, go home. Just go home. I see no justice in the women who fought for their rights. I see no justice in the people who take refuge in our land, in our nation, And I especially don't see any justice on the people who were here first, who were massacred days on end. And now there's so few and far in between that there's nobody who's purely Native American anymore. No one, not a soul. Our ancestors sit on a throne of blood and bones, relishing in red wine and all the money they could ever need and want and have. So where is this justice? Is it in the criminal justice system, the same system that is overtly racist? A system that prefers to incarcerate black people for a crime that they didn't commit, or perhaps a crime that they just so happened to be close to, or a crime that maybe they did commit it, but a white man would have gotten a slap on the wrist. Meanwhile, the black man is given, 15 years prison? Or the homeless people, those who need money the most, those who need a way to live and yet they can't find one. Stealing $100 and resigning themselves to the police the day after, and they're given years in jail time, in prison. And yet a $3 billion fraudulent human being gets, a few years? $3 billion? That criminal justice system? Is that where we see justice? Because if that's where you see it, you don't have eyes. You're just blind. That, or you have an IQ the same as a room temperature. Then maybe if not for justice in the criminal justice system, how about in our higher-ups, our people that really run America, our government, or the rich? Though I suppose calling them the government and the rich would be giving them some slack. People like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, the top 0.1%. People who have all the money, all the wealth, and share it with none. Minimum wage here in Illinois has recently spiked up to 15%. So that spike is very, very rounded, because all across America, people are still begging for that increase to $15. It's just that the funny thing is, if minimum wage kept up with these past few years of inflation, it'd be $55 an hour for minimum wage. So where's our money? Where's the money that we work so hard for? Where is our justice? There are companies that can quite easily increase the pay by $10, $20, $30 for each and every one of their employees and still make billions of dollars in revenue. And yet they're just greedy assholes. What about the politicians? You know, the same people that really like this criminal justice system, that don't care for other people, that follow America's guidelines of lie, cheat, steal, and win, become first in everything. It's intoxicating. It's toxic. It's America. And it certainly isn't great. And I don't think just sitting on our asses and writing things down and just speaking out with a small pen on paper is gonna work. You know that saying, pen is mightier than the sword? Pen is not mightier than the sword. The pen doesn't go to war, just as the sword is not used for poetry. Nay. Mighty is the hand that knows when to pick up the pen or pick up the sword. And right now, our top people, the people that are in charge, are holding their dicks. We need to make a change. We're not going to make America great again. us, the people, every one of us, needs to make America great. Because if we don't, America will be gone. And there will only be one group at fault.